The scene starts as the protagonist stating that he was raised by the world's strongest older sister, and his sister, who is more beautiful than anyone else in the world and whom he loves very much. Protagonist stated that her sister told if he want to become an adventurer, he have to be able to cut a large rock. Shifa alien, protagonist when attack the rock, it won't cut. He thought at this rate he won't be able to become an adventurer. Shifa then thought that he have to split the big rock into two with one strike because even his sister Rose, who is an ordinary adventurer, can do more than much normally. Shifa thinks that adventurers really are amazing, and then he went to 4 for his next training session. There he have to fight a beast, but his sister can do much more than this normally. Shifa then thought again that adventurers are the best. Shifa lived with his sister in the middle of nowhere, and it is just the two of them, but they are living a comfortable life because his sister is an adventurer and provides for him. When Shifa went to home after training, Rose came outside and hugged him. Rose appreciated him for training to be an adventurer today. She asked him if he was okay and if he could defeat the dragon already. Shifa wondered that he don't really know what an adventurer is, but on the rare occasion that he go out to the town, he see or hear someone who looks like that. He has heard that they have defeated Kuga and were promoted. All the adventurers Shifa saw in the city were cheerful and lively. While watching the adventurers, Shifa was starting to want to become an adventurer, and then one day he stated his sister that he want to be an adventurer too. Rose became shocked to hear that and asked him if he is serious. Shifa responded that he know is not for everyone, but he want to know the big world, and besides, there will come a time when he have to live on his own as he cannot rely on Rose forever. Rose then agreed and stated that if Shifa want to be an adventurer, he have to cut a rock in two and defeat a dragon by himself. That was a year ago and Shifa still can't do one of them. Rose then asked Shifa if he saw the dragon defeated and asked if his sister is amazing. Rose then further asked if Shifa have fallen even more in love with her. Shifa stated that Rose is amazing and he love her even more. Rose then state that it is expected of her dearest Shifa, and also that if he want to be an adventurer, he have to be stronger than anyone, and he have to be able to fight on equal footing with someone like her. Shifa see a spear that day and got to know that one-on-one with his sister is the hardest part. Second year of special training, and his sister stated that she has a special training session as a gift for the motivated Shifa, which is an incredibly scary place called the Valley of the Flame Emperor. Rose explained that it is very dangerous with scary monsters roaming around, a place where non-adventurers rarely stop by. Rose stated to Shifa if he want to become an adventurer, he have to defeat all the monsters here. Rose then asked him what he do think and if he is scared, and then responded that she will protect Shifa so he don't have to become an adventurer. Rose became shocked when Shifa stated that he is a man too, and someday he will be the one to protect Rose instead. Rose wished him a good day and stated that she will be waiting nearby and asked him to come home when he is hungry, and then pushed Shifa to the valley. Rose also warned him to stay away from the shrine in the depths of the valley. Now Rose appreciated Shifa for conquering the Flame Emperor's valley and stated that next job is the Thundering Hills. Rose also stated that if he want to become an adventurer, he have to be able to defeat all the monsters in this area with ease. Shifa tried very hard and fought with monsters in Snowy Mountain of the Ice Princess and Castle of Darkness and returned home tired. When Shifa entered, his sister brought many books in front of him and stated that if he want to become an adventurer, it is not just about strength, but it is also about knowledge. Rose then exclaimed that he is not allowed to leave until he have read all these books, and she will bring him some food. When Shifa was reading the book, he thought that it is too early for him to be the super adventurer. Rose came by and responded that all adventurers aim for the top, and if he is going to do it, being the best is certainly the way to go. Shifa got to know that most of the books is about combat and the 7 danger zones that even upper-class adventurers should not enter. When he was reading it, Rose snatched that book and stated that this is a mistake. Shifa want to be an adventurer too. 4 years have passed since he told his sister that. The words of his sister, who thinks of him above all, are the heaviest and most important to him, and it is because of his sister's words that he have ended until today. Rose gave him the minimum necessary skills to survive as an adventurer so that he could become an adventurer. Shifa cut the rock and defeated the dragon and also read all the books. Rose was happy and asked him to come on over, and she will give him a little squeeze. One-on-one with his sister, and Shifa ran straight ahead and make it look like he is going from there. Shifa attacked his sister, but she dodged it and attacked back. Rose was shocked to see that Shifa also dodged her attack. Rose panics for the first time and stated to Shifa that his grip on the sew is getting lax. Shifa thought that he blew away Rose's sword, and when he attacked, Rose dodged it with another sword. Rose stated that it is a shame and then pushed him on the rock. Rose asked him if he is okay. Looks like Shifa lost again and thought that how many times he had lost. Shifa wondered if it is possible to beat his sister and thought that he will live his entire life being protected by his old sister. Shifa then thought that might be a good idea but wondered if he is not qualified to be an adventurer in the outside world. Rose then stated that she will permit Shifa to pursue becoming an adventurer and stated that she never thought she would be forced to use a second sword. Rose stated to Shifa that she is actually pretty strong as an adventurer and she thinks Shifa is on the right track with her. When Shifa wondered, Rose stated that as a reward for completing her special training, she will teach Shifa as much as she can about her magic and skills, and once that is done, they will go to the city and register as adventurers. Shifa thanked her, and then the season with her sister passed. Shifa is 15 years old, and he is already a great adult. Shifa asked Rose if it is not weird. Rose agreed and stated that as an adventurer, she is not embarrassed, and no matter where she goes, and she means it is just too cool. Finally, Shifa has grown into a man who is not embarrassed to be called an adventurer, and all that is left is to become an adventurer. He was able to learn the magic and skills his sister possessed, but this also took some time. Rose's most proficient magic is apparently storage magic, and she diligently taught him the techniques of that storage magic, and it was especially difficult to master this, and now, the place to utilize everything Shifa have learned and acquired up until now. Rose took Shifa to a place and stated that this is where he can register as an Adventurers Guild. Shifa saw Adventurers Training Ground and stated that she is in the wrong place, but Rose stated that they are not wrong. Rose asked him if Shifa's first undergo practical training here as an adventurer. Rose then stated that they trained together with the same trainees to learn about teamwork, compatibility, and other aspects with their comrades. Shifa got shocked when he knew that adventurers sometimes form parties. Rose pushed Shifa and asked him not to worry about her and stated that she have already taken care of all the paperwork. Shifa entered and Rose left. Shifa was the price to see inside of the adventures deal and went to reception. The instructor asked if he is Shifa. Shifa affirmed, and the instructor stated that he is the last one and he is a little late. When Shifa asked her to wait, the instructor stated that his sister is a troublesome person. When Shifa asked her what does she mean by that, the instructor responded that this training center is not for everyone, and then they reached there, and the instructor asked him to come in. Shifa, when entered through the gate, he noticed that there was a classroom and there were many other students. The instructor asked him to take an empty seat in the back. When Shifa was going back, a girl put her foot down and Shifa fell down. When Shifa stated that is dangerous, the girl responded that feels good. The girl then stated that because he was late, they are all going to have to wait, so it is only natural. The girl then asked him, why don't you just sit down? The girl seems to be a very arrogant woman. Even though she is incredibly beautiful, her personality is completely different from Shifa's sister. When Shifa was stating, the instructor came from back and asked them to sit down quickly. The instructor also stated to Lean, the girl, that she have gone a little overboard. The instructor went to the board and stated that they all are here and to begin with the explanation. The instructor introduced herself as Yelena Igraine, serving as the instructor for all of the adventurer trainings. When all the trainees were shocked to see Yelena as she is that superclass adventurer, Shifa was confused if it is a famous person. Yelena stated that she will give strict instructions for 1 year and asked them to be prepared for that. Shifa was to another year of training and thought that if this is a sign. Yelena then stated that this much is normal for adventurers. Shifa then thought if he loses his composure here, everyone will look down on him as he cannot even enter a year of intense training anymore, and it is a shame that he might be told something like that by the woman in front of him. Then he became calm and thought that he have grown into a man who was not ashamed to put himself out there anywhere as an adventurer. Asked them to introduce themselves one by one and at least tell her their name and what skills they are good at. A trainee stood up and stated that his name is Rage, and he is not very good at magic, but a man must be a swordsman. He further stated that he has even beaten that ogre with his beloved sword Fall. Shifa then thought that he subjugated them for years ago too, and at the very least it looks like his skills are good enough that he won't be embarrassed, but he must not let his guard down. A girl then stood up and stated that her name is Ruel, and she is good at ice magic. Shifa then thought that there are a lot of people who only do the bare minimum. Marlena then stated that she don't have any magic or skills, and she is particularly good at she is sorry, and then Lean stated that it is a disgraceful woman. Shifa thought that he is sure there are people like this, as they are not very good at talking to people, but he is not good at it either. Lean then stood up and stated that she is. Lean introduced herself and stated that she is the younger sister of the advanced adventurer Sarah Fours, and everyone became shocked, but Shifa was confused. Lean then stated that she is good at magic, but she is better at swordplay. She stated that she even cornered that cockatrice with her skill sound blade. Everyone became trembled, as cockatrice is a designated dangerous species. Shifa thought that he have not studied that and wondered if it is that strong or whether they are running away. Shifa is the only one left, and he thought that he have grown into a man who was not ashamed to put himself out there anywhere as an adventurer. Shifa then stood up and said that he is Shifa and his special skill is storage magic. His sister taught him storage magic, but he don't think anyone but his sister can beat him at this. Everyone got confused about storage magic, and then Shifa stated that his sister taught him. Everyone in the class laughed at him, and Rage stated that he can at least use storage magic. Lean stood up and asked him if he is serious and if he is underestimating her. Lean then stated that Shifa is wrong to be in this place in the first place, and she will be late, and she can't use her specialty magic, storage magic, that anyone can use. When Lean stated that his sister must be a fool to teach him such a simple storage spell, Shifa asked her to take it back. Shenlin asked him to repeat. Shifa shouted at her to take it back what she said to his sister. Lean then stated that it is true and she hate obeying weaker people than her. The instructor then asked them to stop and asked them to battle. The instructor then stated that she was planning to hold among battle to see how good everyone was anyway, and it is perfect. Shifa that is certainly quick, and even if he lose, his beloved sister is being made fun of, and he cannot back down quietly. Shifa then agreed, and so Lean. They went to the battlefield. Rage suggested to Shifa to stop, as he know that Shifa is mad at him for making fun of his family. Rage then stated that Lean is the sister of the sound sword Sarah. Shifa then stated that no matter how amazing the sound sword Sarah is, and it does not matter. Shifa thought that most of them assumed that he is going to lose, but he won't be easily beaten, as he will have to hit her at least once to make up for insulting his sister. Ruel came there and asked Shifa's name. Shifa thought that this is the girl who was looking at him appraisingly earlier, and she is as beautiful as his sister. Shifa then introduced himself as Shifa, but Ruel stated that is not it, and it is the family name. Shifa then told her that it is alien Shifa. Ruel giggled and wished him luck in the duel and stated that she will be rooting for him. Shifa is a weirdo. Instructor came there and asked them to go over the rules. Instructor then stated that it is forbidden to inflict injuries that will affect their future life or take a life. They can use any magic skill as long as they are there to the above, and they can use any number of their own weapons, and there is no time limit. When Lean asked how do they decide who wins and who loses, instructor stated that when either side admits defeat or instructor determines that the battle is too difficult to continue. Shifa, this woman's self-confidence, the reaction of those around her, she must be stronger than anyone her age, and then he thought to proceed with caution. Lean asked him why he is not holding his weapon. Shifa stated that he is fine. Lean then asked him if he is underestimating her. Shifa thought that weapons can be taken out at any time with storage magic, and he choose based on the situation. That is what his sister taught him. If he put out his weapon, he will be countered. Shifa then asked the instructor if he has to have a weapon in his hand beforehand, but the instructor denied, as there is no such rule. Shifa wondered if Lean is going easy on him and thought that he will win and make her regret insulting his sister. As far as Shifa can tell, Lean not the type to use brute force, but she said something about a skill sound sword. The battle has been started and Lean went straight with a great. Lean, while reaching to Shifa, asked him if it is fast and said that it is over and she can't hold back. Shifa that he is so calm that he can hear every word she met and wondered if she is going easy on him. Shifa then avoided that attack easily and Lean got shocked. Shifa thought that Lean surprised because he is not so weak that he cannot avoid that. Shifa then thought that it is his turn and he will show her the results of his special training with his sister. Shifa took a sword, but he cannot handle it. Lean, it is a 3-piece set that is cut, stab, and punch, and it is a versatile sword. Shifa used his magic and took a holy sword. Everyone got surprised, and then Shifa attacked Lean. Shifa again used his magic and stated that he missed, but not yet, and then bring a spear. Ruel stated that this spear is more the most effective against magical beings, and after that this spear is very easy to throw. Shifa then thought that this spear is extremely effective against magical beings, but they cannot expect much from anyone other than Nor. However, if he hit an opponent, he can steal his magical power and make him unable to continue the battle. Shifa threw the spear, but Lin is dodging with unexpected movements. Shifa thought it would be a problem if she got serious, and he cannot grasp the true abilities of this arrogant woman, so he will take this opportunity to decide. Shifa went to Lin as his sister taught him to smash rocks 10,000 times. Shifa recalled that his sister stated him that if he want pure offensive power is the way to go because kinetic energy is converted into flames and directly becomes attacking power, it is easy to control the strength. Shifa with these gauntlet, which can increase attack power by adding rotation, he can do it. Shifa adjusted the power to make the high-handed woman in her current state of incomprehension and thought that he should be able to take it to the right level of inability to fight. Shifa that he cannot let his guard down and use Dragon Flame Emperor. But when he was just about to use it, instructor stopped the fight, and when Shifa asked why, instructor stated that it is the end and continuing the battle is impossible for Lin. Lin was crying and Shifa asked her if she is okay and thought that how careless she was. She stated that this is a draw, and when Shifa asked why, instructor stated that he cannot attack at the end, and if instructor had not stopped him, he might have killed Lin. Shifa responded that is ridiculous and that level of power does not work on his sister at all. Instructor asked him to look at everyone's reaction. When he saw, everyone was terrified to see that except Ruel. Instructor asked him what kind of training he did get from his sister, and Shifa responded that it was normal training. Instructor then stated that she needs to talk to him later. Lin shouted that she won't accept a draw with Shifa against someone who is only good at storage magic. Shifa thought that this girl, once she calmed down, she started babbling. Ruel stated that his storage magic was not ordinary storage magic, and Shifa thought that it is just storage magic which his sister taught him. Ruel then stated that storage magic is basic magic that anyone can field, but it takes a certain amount of concentration and imagination to use it, and the difficulty changes depending on what they take out. Ruel then stated that it is impossible for a normal human to take out magical weapons that look like they are all legendary class in serious battles like that. Ruel also said that it is a super difficulty application skill for storage magic called Ultra Speed Storage. This is the first Shifa has heard of it. Ruel then wondered why Shifa can use such power and then thought that there is only one person who can use Ultra Speed Storage, Rose the War Maiden. Everyone got shocked to listen to that name, even Lin too. Ruel then stated that there are only 4 exquisite adventurers on the continent and Rose Alien, the maiden who instantly sweeps out various weapons as she fights. Ruel then asked Shifa if that is his sister's name. Shifa was surprised to hear that his always kind sister is a top adventurer. The adventurer's grade is a sign of competence, authority, performance, and trust as an adventurer. It starts from the beginning level and progresses to the intermediate level with a certain amount of time and achievements. Advanced with sufficient ability and achievements, a person with such exceptional skills that they are only certified to teach at a global level, and they are said to have tremendous trust and absolute power. That meant they had the ability to traverse all kinds of super danger. Shifa heard it is a title given to someone with the power to be said to be the guardian of humanity itself. Ruel then stated that Lin is using her own sister's name and bragging about it. Shifa's sister is even higher than her sister. Lin asked Ruel why she is protecting him so much. Ruel then stated that she hates Lin psychologically, and Shifa and Ruel are the fiancés that each other's older sisters promised each other. Everyone got surprised, including Shifa. In the next scene, at the instructor's room, the instructor asked Shifa if he doesn't know about his sister and his engagement to Ruel. Shifa found it soul-wrenching. The instructor then stated that anyone can become an adventurer just by registering, but before that stage, 4 years of special training in dangerous designated areas like the value of the Flame Emperor, and in the end she spoke in her own way. The instructor further stated that once he graduates, he will be exempted from his achievements in mid-level promotion to this training center, and honestly, she doesn't know if she should call Rose abnormally overprotective. The instructor then stated that Shifa saw the other trainees mock battle after that and asked him if it was weak. Shifa affirmed, and then the instructor stated that Shifa's ability is abnormal, and he needs to know his unorthodox power here. The instructor then stated that if he does something like today, where he ends up killing his opponent in a mock battle, then it will be a problem. Shifa was surprised and wondered if his power comes to that. The instructor asked him to live here with her starting today, as his sister is on a long expedition to take down some high-risk demons, and she has asked her to take care of him. The instructor then stated that this would be another opportunity for Shifa to learn some common sense outside of the mountain where he lived with his sister. When Shifa asked the instructor to stop, she stated that this is his room and the bath is over there and handed him the towels. The instructor stated that starting tomorrow, they will be doing extracurricular training outside and asked him to get some sleep so he doesn't oversleep and left. Shifa lay on bed and wondered what will happen tomorrow. In the next day, at Cardia West Forest, when Ruel was standing close to Shifa, he stated to her that he has a feeling that it is too close. Ruel then asked him that if he doesn't mind, he can call her Ruel. Every other trainee stated that these two are so close this morning. When Lean stated that is a good attitude, Shifa responded that she is so noisy and arrogant and wished her morning. When Lean was quiet, Shifa asked her if they can at least greet each other. The instructor then stated that today, she is going to have them all act as actual adventurers, and everyone was excited. The instructor explained that adventure activities, however, do not mean that trainees are not required to perform highly difficult escort missions, or she won't let them take on a dangerous designated monster, but the activity this time is they need to subjugate as many monsters as possible that live in this forest to the west of Cardia, the city they live in. The instructor also stated that they will be paid according to the number of monsters they subjugated. When the instructor stated that the danger designation levels of monsters are 1 and 2, Shifa thought that it is common for intermediate or high-level adventurers to deal with monsters of level 4 or higher. The instructor exclaimed that they are not allowed to go deep inside the forest. Then they started and entered the forest. Ruel started killing the monsters and Shifa thought that Ruel's ice magic is versatile and precise, and bringing him around like it is the natural thing to do. Rage was using his meter break. Shifa was collecting the parts of monsters that Ruel defeated to prove their defeat, and he is saving his power so he doesn't stand out too much. But then he thought that he cannot disgrace his sister, and thought to just do the minimum amount of assignments, the absolute minimum, and the lowest possible. When Ruel asked Shifa to head back soon as it is not good to go too far, Shifa thought that defeating this many is more than enough, and it is a good time to leave, but then Rage shouted that it is a cockatrice has appeared. Ruel explained that cockatrice is danger designation level 4. Shifa ran towards it. Ruel tried to stop him. They went to cockatrice, and they wondered, even though the danger level of the monsters in this forest were 1 and 2, Shifa asked them to leave this to him and take the wounded and get to the instructor. Rage stated that Shifa cannot beat a cockatrice unless they'd all work together. Shifa then stated that he know, but if they don't treat them soon, it will be too late. Suddenly, Lean came there and stated that she will handle this on her own. Cockatrice then spread some gas in the air, and Shifa wondered if it is poison. Shifa asked that an arrogant woman not to breathe this air. Lean then stated that she know and asked him he is calling arrogant. Lean used her sword, and the poison has dispersed. Lean then stated that those guys are just a nuisance and asked them to hurry up. Shifa thought that it is true what Lean said about cornering the cockatrice when she introduced herself. Rage then stated that at this rate, they will be able to evacuate the wounded and asked about Shifa. Shifa stated that they will stay here for now and they cannot leave Lean alone here. Lean asked them not to get in her way and rushed into the monster. Shifa stated that she is a bold and strong woman and looks like they will be able to subjugate them without a problem. Ruel then stated that it is a little late for that now and Lean is strong, and she thinks Lean already has more than intermediate power. For once, Ruel praised the arrogant woman and Shifa wondered if she approved of Lean's abilities. When Cockatrice flew away, Lean was chasing it, but Shifa stopped her and asked her not to go too far. Lean then stated that they have to fight until the wounded get away, and then they started to chase Cockatrice. After some time, Shifa wondered what is this beautiful place and also wondered how far have they come. Shifa noticed that it is pretty deep in the forest. Ruel stated that it is the deep part of the forest. Shifa then stated to Lean that if she don't stop, he will take her home by force, but Lean asked him to shut up. Lean then stated that she will subjugate the cockatrice right here and now, but then suddenly, Cockatrice went right into the mouth of a huge dragon and dragon ate it. When seeing that dragon, Ruel got terrified and asked Shifa to run. It was a pterosaur, a dragon species with an overwhelmingly large body, and it is many times bigger than the one Shifa beat before. Lean and Ruel got trembled and cried, and wondered why dangerously designated level F pterosaurs here. Lean asked Ruel and Shifa to go home and started that she will take care of it. But then that pterosaur roared at them. Shifa thought that they are being warned and recognized as enemies or prey to be preyed upon. Lin again asked them to go home and stated that she is going to subjugate this thing. Ruel feared, and when Lin asked her to hurry up, she agreed to leave. Shifa then thought that Lin should know that she does not stand a chance, and yet she is trying to force them out of this place by raising her voice. Shifa was going straight, and Ruel asked him what he is doing. Lin then stated to Shifa that he is in the way. Shifa responded that Lin is trembling, but Lin declined and asked them to get out of the way while they still can. Shifa then thought that regardless of her qualities as an adventurer, her personality is bad, and that is what he thought, but there is one thing he learned today, that the arrogant woman seems to be a good person, and at least she is someone who can sacrifice herself to help and protect others. Shifa called Lin by her name and stated that he was raised by his sister, and he respects and cares about his sister more than anyone else. Shifa then recalled that his sister once told him even if he dislikes people, if he is not a bad person, then it is an adventurer's duty to protect and use his magic to take out a sword. Shifa then stated that according to his sister, Dragon King, Takeyu was formerly reigned at the pinnacle of the dragon species, and this resort was made from that dragon's material. This sword has overwhelming attack power, and it is imbued with the soul of the Phantom Dragon King, so long-term use is dangerous. Shifa then thought that if he is not strong enough, he is more likely to be used by the big sword than it is. When Dragon is using his attack, Shifa used the sword and sliced the dragon into 2 parts. Ruel got surprised and stated that is amazing. Shifa went to Lin and asked if she is alright, but Lin was staring at him. Shifa then wondered what is wrong and noticed that her cheeks are a little red, and also he has to get back soon. Then Shifa wondered their actions this time were clearly against orders, and he don't know what the instructor would say. Shifa then stated to the arrogant woman that he would like to let her rest here, but the sooner she gets back, the better he will end her hand. Lin then asked Shifa to call her Lin that he called her that before. Ruel got jealous and stated that she will also lend Lin a hand. After the battle with the pterosaur, they went back, and instructor scolded them. She stated that in addition to the cockatrice, that is what Rage said. Shifa then stated that he ran away from the pterosaur and thought that his sister was saying if he cannot defeat dragon species easily. It is no good, and pterosaurs don't usually seem to be an easy thing to defeat, and thought to keep it a secret that they defeated him. Shifa also thanked her sister's training that he was able to help people, and he also noticed that Lin is acting kind of weird. Instructor then stated that is it for the lesson and asked them to go back right now and asked Shifa, Ruel, and Lin to follow her. They went at the Cardia Adventurers Guild, and Shifa got surprised to see a sanctuary for adventurers. Ruel asked him if this is his first time, and Lin asked Shifa why he is excited and if he is stupid. When they were entering, Shifa thought that these are very adventurers he aspired to be, her sister's peers. They went to the receptionist and stated that there is a cockatrice in the western forest. When receptionist was confused, other adventurers there stated that they took it for a big bird. Then instructor stated that is not all, and they ran into a pterosaur in the western forest. All the adventurers there were shocked. Yelena then stated that she will show them proof of that now and asked Shifa to show. When Shifa wondered, Yelena asked him if he thinks he can fool her. Yelena then stated that she guesses he defeated it. Shifa then used his magic and took out a part of pterosaur. Receptionist stated that she will call the branch manager right away. Ruel then asked Shifa when he did take it, and Lin stated that he is quite sharp. Shifa thought that he wanted to know how much the reward for defeating the pterosaur is, but he doesn't feel like he can say it. Other adventurers got surprised to know that Shifa and others have defeated the pterosaur. Shifa then thought that this is not normal after all, and when others wondered why would a pterosaur be in the western forest, Shifa wondered if the appearance of a pterosaur in the western forest is that much of a problem. A girl came from upstairs and stated that this is a problem as a pterosaur appeared in the forest to the west, and a phoenix appeared in the distance, and the world is peaceful and quite alright. Shifu wondered why there is a young girl here and stated that kids should not come here as it is a sacred place for adventurers. Shifa then asked her if she is lost. Other people they laughed and stated that they have not seen it in a while when someone who calls the branch manager a kid. Shifa got shocked when he heard that she is the branch manager. Yelena stated to Shifa that this person is Lady Kono, branch manager of the Adventurers Association, Caldia Branch, and asked Shifa to apologize. Shifa saw her legs in the air while sitting but apologized for his rudeness earlier. Kana then stated that she heard the situation from Yelena, and then stated that there are other similar stories as in places where they normally should not appear, multiple monsters, and magical beasts have been appearing. Kano further stated that she has an idea of the cause of this matter, or rather she has an idea of the main culprit, and she has prepared a countermeasure. When Yelena wondered about the culprit, Kano stated that the timing suggests that it probably appeared in a distant place, and that is Phoenix. Kano explained this existence is within the activity range of demons and magical beasts, and it must have brought a change. When Yelena stated that it is a mythical beast and she believes it is designated as a dangerous level, Kano responded that it is 20. They got shocked and thought that even though the cockatrice is 4 and pterosaur is 7. Kano stated that they can at least get rid of them in the near future, and then asked Shifa if he is a trainee, and yet he subjugated the pterosaur so easily. Kano asked his name, and when Shifa stated that it is Shifa Alien, Kano got surprised and asked if he is Rose's brother. Shifa asked her if she is always taking care of his sister. Kano responded that if Shifa leaves the training center, she can take care of him. Yelena then stated to Kano that keeping him by her side is all in the spirit of getting his sister to do what he says, and asked Kano if she thinks that Rose will forgive her. Shifa then thought that her sister is the kind of adventurer who won't listen to Kano unless she goes that far. Now that he thinks about it, he has never seen his sister at work. Shifa then asked them if Rose could be a slightly problematic person as an adventurer. Kano then denied and stated that it is a little special, and there is no doubt that she is strong, and also that it was also Shifa's sister that the union appointed to fight off the Phoenix, and Kano is sure that Rose have received a request by now. Yelena stated that the only adventurer who can fight off the Phoenix is probably his sister. Shifa then wondered his sister. At the capital, Rose was there at the Royal Capital Adventurers Guild. When she entered, a man was arguing with receptionist that he will go to the party to subjugate the Phoenix, and asked the receptionist to issue the request form, but she denied. Man then stated that he heard that the Union side has already taken measures against the Phoenix, and asked if that will make it in time because of the higher banking monsters changed by the Phoenix. Man wonder how many young adventurers died again today. When Rose came, Nan stated that they are in the middle of something, and then kept quiet to see Rose. All the adventurers there became shocked to see her, as she does not look like but that beauty and the mark on her chest. Receptionist asked her what she can do for Rose today. Rose stated that she is here to report the completion of the subjugation request she received at the Cardia branch. Receptionist agreed and asked her if it is a request to exterminate the military dragon at the danger designated level by herself. Rose affirmed but asked what it is. Man was shocked to hear an extermination request and annihilate all monsters and monsters that live in a certain area, and what is more, and military dragon is a high level, and she did it all by herself. When Rose asked him so what, Man got shocked. Other adventurers stated that they cannot believe the man is talking to the War Maiden, and even though she is famous for hating men. Receptionist then explained that the reward is 2,000,000 cells, and the man stated that normally they would split that among the parties. Rose asked the receptionist to send the money to Cardia's Adventurers Training Center, and stated that the destination is Shifa Alien. When Rose was leaving, receptionist stopped her and stated that she have a letter for her, and it is from the Adventurers Guild. It was a black envelope, and it is a personal letter for an adventurer. It was written in the letter that Rose Alien, the greatest adventurer in the land, the Adventurers Guild shall use that authority to issuing a nomination request for the mission of repelling the designated dangerous magical beast Phoenix, and assuming the request was accepted the moment the letter was opened, Rose must leave immediately. Furthermore, the difficulty of this repelling mist is considered to be extreme. Rose thought she would finally be able to go home and see Shifa, but she asked receptionist to tell the union that Rose understand and it is fine. Rose then stated that P is level 20, and it will take a little time if she is alone, and she don't really want to use it but use a spell. She shouted that as an exquisite adventurer, she requests the formation of a designated party from the Adventurers Guild. Rose then stated the name of Shime Amiable, the Supercars adventurer, and Sarah Forres, the superior adventurer. Receptionist understood and stated that she will make the arrangements immediately. Those men there thought that it is a special privilege, and this is the first time they have seen it. They thought that being nominated as that warden is an incredible honor, and then Rose left the place. A few days after the event in the Adventurers Guild, Yelena and Shifa were having lunch. Yelena then stated that from today onwards, as she mentioned before, it is a mission to investigate monsters and monsters whose habits have changed under the influence of the Phoenix. When she asked him if he is getting used to the adventurer training facility, Shifa affirmed. Yelena then stated that this time it is an official request mission for the training center, and it is a bit different from training, and what is more, she will have Shifa form a party with a trainee. She further stated that she wondered if he can manage well while floating with extraordinary power. Shifa thought that maybe they should form a party, and as a regular adventurer, that is the part he is least confident about, and with the train. Shifa then went to this classroom and Lean entered and greeted him. Shifa wondered after having greeting from Lean and thought it always used to be a feeling of him greeting and the other person reluctantly responding back. When Lean couldn't speak, Shifa wondered that she is still acting strange, and it bothers him when she is quiet because it is strangely cute. Lean then apologized to Shifa for making fun of his old sister before. Lean then stated that she is glad that Shifa feel that way, but she don't want that to happen all of a sudden, or rather, she has just become an adult. Shifa then stated that he don't understand what she is saying. Suddenly Ruel came there and asked Lean if she is unusually early today. Everyone came in, class started. Yelena asked them to investigate the changed habitats of magical monsters and beasts due to the appearance of Phoenix, and stated that she will have them do it at this party she have decided on. Yelena further stated that with this change, the center of the continent is in serious trouble. Shifa then thought that the branch manager was talking about how if his sister defeat the Phoenix and the habitat will return to its original state. Yelena further stated that the difficulty level of the request is medium level, but they should be able to do it well enough. She further stated that if they run into a high-level monster in an unexpected place, they don't have to subjugate them, but they just need to report. Shifa then noticed that medium is not something a trainee would normally do and thought that is how big the problem is and how much manpower they need. Yelena then explained that once they entered the training facility, they are already the same as an adventurer and asked them to remember that they are responsible for their own lives. When Yelena asked them if they have any questions, Lean asked to reorganize the party and to put her in the same party as Shifa. Instructor asked her why as her formation balances out. Lean then responded that Shifa saved her from the pterosaur and put himself in danger, so she decided to respond to those feelings when Shifa and Yelena were confused. Yelena asked Lean what that do she have to do with the organization, and Lean responded that Shifa risked his life to save her, and when Yelena asked about it, Lean stated that a man risked his life to protect a woman and asked if it is not a proposal. Shifa and Yelena got shocked, and Yelena asked Lean why it is a proposal. Lean then responded that is what her sister taught her, that a man who risks his life to protect a woman is the partner she wants to marry, and she will meet such a wonderful man someday. Yelena then stated that there will be no changes to the arrangement. Lean stated to Shifa that her sister has taught her perfectly how to behave as a wife. Shifa then thought that it looks like her sister is not normal. After that, Shifa with his party, Loki, Tsukimi, and Millerina walking to their path. Loki stated to Shifa that he know how Shifa feel and asked him if they can switch, and also stated that they are on an investigation mission. Tsukimi then stated that their investigation ranges from Cardia to Shirode village, a little north of there, and Millerina was terrified. Shifa thought that this is his party and he wondered if he can do it right. Loki then stated that with Shifa, investigating demons is a piece of cake, and after all that were Maiden trained him. Shifa then thought that his sister is basically good at fighting and so much for knowledge of demons. Millerina then cried that she know what demons and monsters are. They hide behind a rock when they saw a lesser wolf with a lower ranking of level 2. Tsukimi then stated that it is no problem and it is on the habitat list here. If they find someone who is not on the list, they report them. Millerina then stated that thing is fresh slime level 1 and 1, there is white goblin level 2. Millerina also noticed that there were great moth level 1 and brilliant rock level 2. They all appreciated her and stated that it is awesome and now they can proceed with the investigation. They went to a forest and Shifa stated that it looks like something is about to come out. Loki got scared and then Millerina responded that the monsters that appear in this forest have a high risk level of 3. After some time, Loki stated that she is not here and Millerina responded it is strange, and there are a lot of monsters living in this forest, but it is strange that there is nothing here. In the end, the investigation came to a dead end, and it was already late today, so they decided to camp out at night and go home tomorrow. Shifa thought that even if the monsters of this forest were forced into a corner by the Phoenix and robbed of their habitat, it is strange that the appearance of the monster which changed them cannot be seen, and Shifa could not get his head around that the monsters disappeared on their own, and what is the reason. They slept except Shifa. He stated that they will take turns keeping watch starting with him, but he never thought Loki would be afraid of the dark forest. When Loki asked Shifa if he don't like necromancers, Shifa stated that his sister took him to the old Castle of Darkness, and it was a terrifying place with necromancer-type master roaming around. Rose stated to Shifa that the monsters here don't show themselves unless it is nighttime, and during the day, there is no sign of any monsters, like it is a lie. Shifa then thought that he is pretty sure it was this late then too. Shifa then wondered that there were no monsters during the day in the forest. But what about night? Shifa thought that he was naive, and they are not done investigating the high forest yet. And as expected, the monsters were defeated by higher-ranking demon and the superior demon. Shifa wondered if it is some kind of that appears at night. When the party was sleeping, Shifa hit Loki and woke him up and told him everything. Loki then stated that he didn't think of that and also asked if it would not be bad if Shifa was alone. Shifa then stated that it is okay, and he will run away if it comes down to it. Loki agreed to take care of the watch. Shifa then entered the forest and heard something. He then asked Millerina why she is here. Millerina apologized and stated that she overheard what he said earlier, and she might be a burden to Shifa, but Shifa don't know the demon's name. Shifa then stated that Millerina is right, and he cannot investigate on his own, and asked her. When they were barking, they heard a voice and hide when they noticed Dullahan level 8. Millerina then stated that it is designated as a danger, and it is a dangerous species. Shifa thought that level 8 is higher than the parasols, and it is definitely a demon that should not normally exist in this forest. Millerina whispered that the Dullahan has the live force of the living, and she can feel it even through obstacles. She also stated that if they stay like this, they will be found soon. Shifa thought it is hard to escape through the forest while protecting Millerina, and when Shifa used his magic, Dullahan noticed him and started to attack. Shifa thought that he really senses their presence. Then Shifa ran at high speed around Dullahan and asked if he can react even at this speed. Dullahan attacked Shifa and threw him on the rock. He thought Dullahan is more troublesome than a pterosaur. Shifa then thought he will surpass the reaction, and the surroundings are filled with obstacles and entries. He thought long weapon is hard to use and a suitable weapon for a place like this. He then recalled that her sister told him Kodaki is really good at making small turns, so she is perfect for fighting in small places, and decides this Kodaki is also effective against magical beings. Rose then stated that he definitely should have it in case of an emergency. Shifa ran towards Dullahan, and when Millerina stated that its weakness is the flame on its head, he used that Kodaki and killed that beast. Millerina was surprised and asked if he did defeat Dullahan. Millerina then stated that even though she knew its weakness, physical attacks should not work on undead creatures. Shifa responded that this Kodaki consumes the target's magical energy and life force. When Shifa stated that his sister used to mix it with blood she got from a vampire princess, Millerina got shocked and asked him if it is the vampire princess Luciela. Millerina then stated that the vampire princess Luciela is a level 28 legend class archhuman species designated as a danger, and asked Shifa if he knew of such an amazing demon like her. Shifa responded that he think that is what is going to happen. When Millerina stated that she would like to see the archdemon vampire princess, Shifa thought Millerina is a nerd about monsters and beasts. While going on, Shifa thought that he has met with a lot of weird girls since he entered the training center, like Lean, Ruel, and Millerina. Millerina appreciated Shifa as he easily defeated Dullahan with such an item, and it is because he is so reliable. Millerina was able to work a little harder. Shifa then stated that he was able to do it because Millerina and everyone were there and thought that this is his first official request and has stepped forward one step as an adventurer. While walking, when Shifa asked Millerina to continue their investigation, they noticed a level 18 monster designated as dangerous. It is Tamamo, and Shifa wonder what is this sad-looking monster. To investigate the habitat of the monsters that had changed with the appearance of the Phoenix, Cardia High Forest, where Shifa had come with his fellow adventurers. Shifa never thought he would run into such a big shot there. They hear a voice in their ear asking them if they are human. The voice asks them to show that they don't want harm. Shifa thought that they are noticing them and probably their position too. Shifa then thought to run away, but he cannot take Miss Millerina with. Then he decided that he had no choice but to fight danger designation level 18. Shifa then thought that even if he say level 18, his sister is stronger he think, and he never beat his sister. Shifa noticed that it does not seem to be a necromancy, so thought that physical attacks should work, and then ran towards the monster. He used his magic and spawned sword Durandal, but suddenly he got stopped with the magic and his magic circle has disappeared. Shifa then wondered what happened and if something happened to Tamamo. Shifa thought that he took the holy sword from storage again, but the magic circle is not there. Shifa could not think straight and thought that he cannot handle storage magic unless he have the concentration, the patience, and the mental strength to do it. Shifa then stated that this was not the kind of training he had with his sister, and this is the first time he have ever experienced something like this. Tamamo got Shifa, and he ended up exposing himself without a weapon. Shifa wondered what should he do with his bare hands. Mailerina then shouted that it is sorcery and Tamamo is a sorcerer. Mailerina explained that the storage magic circle didn't disappear, but it was just made to look that way. Shifa then found that the magic circle was not erased or anything, and he thanked Mailerina. When Tamamo smiled, Shifa wondered if it is the composer of the strong. When Shifa used his sword and put it on Tamamo's neck, there was no resistance and wondered what the hell is she thinking. Shifa then took sword back and Tamamo asked him if he is not going to kill her. Shifa apologized and stated that he was not harmed and stated that they attacked one-sided, even though they were not facing any hostility. Shifa thought that she just wanted him to show himself and asked her what she is trying to do and why she is not attacking. Shifa asked her if it is unable 18 monster designated as dangerous. Tamamo asked him to get the other one over here, and then Mailerina also came there. Mailerina got surprised to see Tamamo so close and Shifa thought that Mailerina is a pretty big shot too. Shifa asked Tamamo what she is doing here and why she is not attacking them. Tamamo then stated that the reason is at this rate and uncovered her clothes. Shifa and Mailerina got shout and wondered what is this. Tamamo explained that this is wound inflicted by the secret flame of the phoenix burned by this holy fire can only be healed by bathing in moonlight. Tamamo further stated that she don't have the strength of power to fight them right now. When Shifa asked Tamamo if she mean the phoenix, she stated that the place where she originally lived is Mount Inari, even further than the central capital of the continent. Tamamo further that the demons lived in peace in their own way, and it is not like she had any sense of camaraderie, but she just felt comfortable. But one day a phoenix came there, and it was a level 20 danger designation, mythical beast wind, and he is settled in. Tamamo further stated that the phoenix engulfed Mount Inari in sainthood and many monsters and demons were driven out of the mountains. Shifa then figured out that lead to the appearance of cockatrice and parasols the other day. Tamamo then stated that she tried to fight off the phoenix, but she was no match for him, and at that time, the wound could only be healed by being bad in the moonlight and were being treated in this forest. Shifa asked Tamamo why she did stop them. Tamamo then kneeled down and asked them to let her go as she wants to return to Mount Inari, and she will heal her wounds and next time, she will slay the phoenix. Tamamo asked them if they are going to report her to their kin and asked them to wait until her wounds heal. Tamamo then stated that if someone else attacks her now, there is no way to resist and the monsters on Mount Inari scattered everywhere, but they don't know where they are and she just wants to go home by herself. When Shifa wondered if he can trust her, Mailerina explained that before Tamamo, it was also known as the guardian deity of Mount Inari. It is determined to be level 1818 because it is so powerful and there is no record of anyone attacking a human on their own. Shifa then stated that even if Mailerina called her a guardian deity, he thinks she looks like she can accept it. Shifa then touched her tail, and when Tamamo wondered, Shifa stated that the top is on fire, but it is not hot and the place is so fluffy. Mailerina also checked and stated that it is true, and then Tamamo stated that she is sensitive there. Shifa thought that it is mostly a mess and Tamamo fought to protect her home until this point, and she does not look like a bad guy to him. Shifa then wondered if there would be a man in the world who could refuse such a request from such a cute little girl. Shifa stated that he cannot report a lie either, and after reporting it, he explained that she was not in any danger, and he will have them keep their hands to themselves. When Tamamo asked if it is true, Shifa responded that the phoenix might be subjugated by the time she returned and thought that if he is not mistaken, his dear Rose went to subjugate the phoenix or something. Tamamo then stated that she is grateful for that, and she don't care what happens to her as long as she can return home. Shifa asked Tamamo to focus on healing those wounds and also asked her to go back to her home once she is fully healed. Tamamo agreed. Tamamo then apologized and stated that she owe him one. Shifa don't feel bad about it, and her attitude is huge and her manner of speaking is high and mighty, but she knows manners. Shifa wonders if she is really a guardian deity. Shifa then stated that they are going home and thought it is dawn, and his friends who left him outside the forest are worried. Tamamo then stated that they don't have to worry on the way home, and just like in this area, don't let the monsters lay a finger on them. When they wondered if that is possible, they noticed jack-o'-lanterns and a wisp. Mylarina stated that she didn't know there were so many other necromancers besides the Dullahan, but it is amazing they are not interested in them at all. Shifa thought that monsters can control them, and if he had any ill will, he would be a serious, dangerous existence. Shifa and Mylarina went to Cardia High Forest at night, and this marked the end of their investigation of the forest, which had transformed into a completely different world than it had been during the day. Monsters and demons should have been living there were nowhere to be seen, and many necromantic-type monsters appear at night. In corner of the center of the forest, a level 18 monster designated as dangerous, Tamamo is hiding to heal the wounds on the phoenix. Shifa don't think there is any need for subjugation, and this is probably the most appropriate report for the investigation. Shifa then thought all that is left for his dear sister to quickly subjugate the phoenix, and Shifa wonder where she is and what she is doing right now. At the central capital of the continent, Adventurers Guild, Sarah and Shani were sitting there. Sarah wondered about Rose, how can she be late after calling someone out, and Shani responded that she is sure Rose has a lot on her plate, and after all, it is a high danger level. Other people there stated that it is kind of a great presence, and they are an incredibly pretty girl and a ridiculously beautiful woman. They were shocked when they wondered if those two were an upper-class adventurer named Sarah, the Sound Sword, and the super-class adventurer, Shami, the Destruction Cure. They stated that Sarah, the Sound Blade, is as good as a superclass, but for some reason she was turned down by the Union for promotion to the superclass, and she is cute but has a tough personality, and a man who is weaker than her is not a man, stuff like that. The other stated that superclass adventurer Shani, the Destruction Cast, is an overwhelming beauty who uses incredibly powerful magic, and that girl who competes for fame with the Flash Yelena. When those people wondered why these two gathered together, one came and stated that it is for Phoenix extermination. He explained that due to the effects of that migration, the distribution of monsters was disturbed and many young adventurers met unexpected strong enemies and lost their lives, and then the Union threw that whole extermination at them. Sarah stated to Shani that Rose only cares about her brother, and she wanted to see her brother as soon as possible, and that is why she called them here. Shani, maybe she is right, and then opened the door and entered there. All people there got shocked to see the War Maiden, Rose Alien. Sarah stated that Rose is late and Rose apologized. Sarah then asked her what she was doing. Rose then stated that she found some cute light equipment at the Alma shop over there, and when she put it on and went home she was looking at it thinking that Shifa would be pleased, and then she realized how late it was. Receptionist came there and asked Rose if she is Rose Alien. Receptionist then asked them how can she help them today. Rose stated that for extreme level mission requested by the Adventurers Guild, which is defeat or repel the level 20 mythical beast Phoenix, a designated party has been assembled. Rose further stated that they are reporting to the Union that they are about to begin that extreme mission. Receptionist stated that within 14 days, if there is no report of the results of the request, this request will be treated as Area I Am. Within 3 more days, if they don't come to the adventurers to report, all of them will be treated as dead. People there stated that dangerous missions that should normally be undertaken by a large organization are thrown to individual War Maidens, but the War Maiden who took it on, her ability and confidence are amazing. Rose then asked Sarah and Shami if they are ready to go Mount Inari. Sarah stated that there is no problem, and Shani responded that while certain someone was busy thinking about her brother. A man came there and receptionist asked him what do he want with the Adventurers Guild. It was Master Rondel, the captain of the 2nd unit, which specializes in subjugating monsters in the Royal Night. Rondel asked them to stop howling and stated that the adventurers told them not to lay a finger on the phoenix and asked them when they will subjugate it. Rondel asked them to leave it to the night immediately. People there recalled that the last time the phoenix appeared, Rondel said he would subjugate it, but it involved the surrounding area and caused a large number of casualties, and the knights barely managed to repel it. Receptionist then responded that the request has just been accepted by 3 adventurers. After listening to this, Rondel wondered about just 3 and asked her if she is underestimating the phoenix. The receptionist stated that she is confident that there is no better choice. Rondel became angry and stated that it is impossible and they are up against that phoenix and he don't make fun of them. Receptionist stated that one of the 3 is Rose, the War Maiden. Receptionist further stated that the remaining 2 are also quite powerful as adventurers, and those 3 forces surpass the combined of the Knights unit, but not even the combined might of the Royal Knights, except for the commander of the Knights. Receptionist further stated that if those three lose, humanity will no longer be able to match the phoenix. Rondel then stated that the knights will not touch the phoenix during the execution of that request, and stated that they will see what the rumored war maiden is capable of and left from there. Receptionist then became terrified and stated that knight just pissed her off, and she did that on the spur of the moment. They were here, and it is so hot, and everything is going according to plan so far. It has been 2 days since the mission began, and the mountain city of Inari has been sealed off. A guard there stated to the three that Inari is now a designated danger zone due to the appearance of the phoenix, and the management was left to the Adventurers Guild as they cannot enter unless they have a special permit. Shamey then they called that town that used to be so charming and the air so clean and refreshing. Sarah also responded that there were a lot of tourists. Rose introduced herself as an exquisite-level adventure and asked the guard to explain the situation to her. Guard then stated that the city is currently engulfed in the sacred flames of the phoenix, and it is a difficult situation to act on the inside, with the phoenix is probably hiding on Mount Inari. One guard thanked to the efforts of the guild members and adventurers that the residents evacuated to a nearby city, and due to the phoenix's sacred fire, some adventurers have died. Rose then stated that they will now begin the subjugation of the phoenix and asked them to open the gate. Guard opened the gate, and when they entered, there was the sacred golden flame of the phoenix, the holy fire. They noticed that the beautiful cityscape is the phoenix's nest now. They saw Mount Inari, just like that person said. Sarah then stated that they can't get closer and the fire is just standing there feels like it is going to melt. Rose then straight that she don't have to get any closer and let them come this way. When Shamey asked how, Rose responded that it is easy, and they just have to annihilate the entire holy fire in the city, and then the phoenix should show itself. Sarah then stated that she don't have any idea how to do that, and Rose seems like she could do it. Rose asked what she is going to do about the phoenix, and Shamey stated that the phoenix is an immortal mythical beast said to be invincible, and the reason for that lies in its terrifying regenerative abilities, and even Rose would have a hard time subjugating the phoenix. Rose then stated that if Sarah and Shamey cooperate, they can subjugate the phoenix. When they wondered, Rose explained that first, Sarah sounds so and Rose's continuous fire will fear out the phoenix, and if Shamey unleashed all of her destruction magic there, even the phoenix won't be able to keep up with the regeneration, and so in the end, Rose will be the one to show them how to catch their breath. Sarah stated that it is easy to say, and Rose asked them to let her explain the strategy. Rose then stated that she will extinguish the flames in the city, and the phoenix will surely emerge from Mount Inari, and they will come down to the city wrapped in fire again. Rose further explained that upon visual confirmation of the phoenix's appearance, Shamey begins her destruction casting, and at the same time, Rose asked her to keep the phoenix's attack in check with magic and prevent further escape into the sky. Shamey found that order which is next to impossible, and she could just barely do it. Rose next asked Sarah to strike the phoenix with a series of blows by the sound sword, and the phoenix will be generated. But it doesn't matter, and asked Sarah to keep up the attacks with no rest until the phoenix's regenerative powers begin to weaken. Sarah wondered how long it will take until the terrifying regenerative powers of the phoenix will weaken. Rose then stated that she will participate in the barrage, and when she gave the signal, Sarah will leave the phoenix, and upon visual confirmation of the phoenix's appearance, Shamey begins her destruction casting, and Rose will take care of the unexpected. When Rose asked them to get ready, Sarah thought that she has felt it since the day she was called up that they might die here. She thought that Rose will survive, but they are not strong enough in the first place, but the phoenix is strong enough to have to rely on that as well. Sarah wondered if that is why she was called in as a special attacker, under the assumption that she was going to die. Rose stated that she will blow away the surrounding sacred fire first, and they have to greet him properly. Rose asked them to watch her. Rose used her magic and spawned Cleaver Fujin. Sarah and Shamey were surprised, and then they thought that, but are they scared of, and what are they doing? They thought of Rose as an adventurer of the highest rank with the brains to plant sophisticated operations, and she has the power of speech to make even superclass adventurers follow her. She used the cleaver and blew the sacred fire, but that hurted Sarah and Shamey. They found it amazing that with just one swing, Rose wiped out the flames. They thought that Rose does not think it is impossible at all, and she have got the overwhelming power to actually do it. Then decided that they will make it back alive as they were chosen by that person. When Phoenix is still held up in Mount Inari and won't come out, Rose used weapon, and Sarah and Shamey workshop that the fire surrounding Mount Inari has been extinguished. Sarah then stated that Phoenix is a level of magical beast that simply by moving can cause other monsters to flee and completely change the ecosystem. Shamey then stated that many adventurers and innocent people were sacrificed because of that migration and that strength of Phoenix. Suddenly, the golden flames that burned everything that giant body covered in holy fire. Shamey stated that the terrifying regenerative ability to make most bones disappear in the blink of an eye because of that holy fire. They were shocked to see Phoenix arrive there. Those asked them to go over the plan and to weaken the Phoenix with Sarah and her combo attacks, and meanwhile Shamey cast destruction magic, and when it weakens, Rose used destruction magic to pin it down, and she finished it off. Sarah responded that she knows and she is not scared anymore and took out her sword. Sarah stated to Phoenix that she is going to kill him right here and started approaching him. Sarah attacked him but Phoenix used his regenerative ability. Sarah then thought that her mission is to exhaust its regenerative capacity and weaken the Phoenix with a series of blows that exceeded its speed and attacked him again and again. Shamey then stated that it is Sound Sword, a series of sword techniques that are said to increase the speed of the sword near the speed of sound, but Sarah's sword is already faster than the speed of sound. Sarah then started to overtake the speed of the Phoenix's regeneration and attacked him again and again. Rose then asked them to start Phase 2 and asked Shamey to continue chanting and she will be firing too. Sarah and Rose attacking it and Shamey stated that Phoenix's wounds no longer heal, but it weakens the regenerative ability itself through holy fire. Shamey then suggested that they have to drive Phoenix to a point where he won't recover even if they stop the barrage, and also stated that there is no opening to strike destruction magic. Rose asked Sarah to do faster, but Sarah thought that he is a saint, always fighting back. When Sarah started to do faster, Rose asked her to do more. Rules then stated that the Phoenix's holy fire has been annihilated and she is at her limit. Rose asked Sarah to stand back and stated that she will take it from here. Rose then used her multi-storage magic and used multiple weapons at once. Sarah found it amazing. When Rose was attacking Phoenix, Sarah and Shamey got hurt by its flame. Rose was with Phoenix and Shamey thought Rose have to escape. She thought that was how effective Phoenix's marriage of attacks had been. Shamey then that the casting of destruction magic is already complete, but that is for subjugating the Phoenix, and then she got confused as she continued chanting like this or they will cancel it, and switched to a magic spell to stop them from escaping. She decided to keep chanting and to trust Rose who won't tell her to call it off. Rose stated to Phoenix that there is no way she is letting him get away and used a greatsword. Rose then asked Shamey to use her spell. Shamey stated that perforates the perpetual flow of life that which leaves in a momentary shackle and used her water burial prison spell. Shamey caught it and stated that all that remain is Rose will finish it off. Rose then stated that now is the time for the sword to be given her rule, and this is the sword she want now. Rose then used her chant storage, and when Sarah wondered what is it, Shamey explained that a weapon that can only be stowed in a storage space locked by chanting and Rose has it. Sarah thought that even if it is offensive magic, it is like Shamey's destruction magic, and there are things that require chanting and in general, it is decided that it is powerful magic. Rose stated that now is the time to call the sword and spawn Heavenly Sword. Sarah and Shamey were surprised and found it pretty. Rose stated that up until now, many adventurers and ordinary people have been burned and tormented by holy fire and definitely a dangerous existence, and she don't feel the need to keep him alive. She stated goodbye to it and attacked it and Phoenix got disappeared and then they left. A few days later, people there stated that Phoenix was just yesterday and the adventurers led by the War Maiden successfully defeated it. Guards stated that the city will soon be removed from the danger zone and it will take some time to restore the city. Master Rondel came there and was shocked to see that they defeated him in such a short time. Rondel asked guards where that War Maiden. Guard recalled that she stated she is going to meet Shifa. A few days after Rose set out to subjugate the Phoenix, Yelena stated to Shifa that she wondered if the Phoenix is already defeated by his sister. When Shifa wondered, Yelena stated that he have also become incredibly powerful through his sister's training and asked him to be careful how he uses his power. Yelena also stated that she still need to take good care of him. Shifa then stated that is right and the disturbance in the monster habitat by moving the Phoenix. Shifa asked Yelena if she have finished her investigation outside of his group. Yelena then stated that is right and they found disturbances in habitat distribution all over the country, and on the west side there were traces of the super beast. Behemoth moving to the east, there is a huge outbreak of plant beasts Glacia. Yelena further stated that on the south side of the mountain where Shifa and his sister used to live, It had turned into a demon realm. Shifa got shocked, and Yelena further stated that the demon sanctuary is a place where the concentration of mana has abnormally increased. When Shifa asked why would that happen, Yelena explained that probably has nothing to do with the phoenix and being strong enough to turn the mountain range into a demonic range. Yelena stated that for some reason, someone from an Arctomon species took up residence somewhere in the mountain range, and they have not chased the monsters in the mountain range, and they have not done any real damage. Yelena explained that the association seems to be waiting for her sister to come home for a concrete investigation. Shifa stated that he don't really get it, and asked if he cannot go home. Yelena responded that is how it is. Shifa then thought that it reminds him of that guy he met during the investigation of the Cardia High Forest when she was chased by the phoenix, but she fled his home, Mount Inari. Shifa then wondered if she is recovered, as she said she just wanted to go home. Shifa then thought that he have a sister, so he is kind of comfortable in this situation, but she cannot ask for anyone's help. Yelena stated to Shifa that her sister has something for him, and that is 2 million cells money transfer. Shifa thought it is a lot of money that could live for a month, even if it is only 10,000, and with this money, he could go to town and have a good time with his fellow trainees. When Shifa went to grab that bag, Yelena stated that he have only just come of age, and she want him to become an adventurer with honest senses. Yelena then stated that starting today, she will have an allowance and she will only give him what he need and when he needed. Next day, when Shifa was in the class, Lean came early and wished him good morning. Shifa wondered if Lean still think he proposed to her. Lean suddenly asked Shifa if his house is in the southern mountains and stated that she heard he is having a hard time. Lean asked Shifa if he would like to come to her house and stated that her sister is out right now and she is alone. Suddenly, Ruel came there and put a bag between them. She wished them good morning and asked if she may join Lean. Lean trembled and stated that she refused, and Ruel's seat is over there, and asked her to hurry up. Ruel apologized and asked Lean to be careful what she say and stated that the other trainees are already here. Lean stated that she didn't hear anything. Shifa is peaceful here at the training center today. Loki came there and asked Shifa if he have a minute. When Shifa asked him what is wrong, Loki stated that he saw adventurers heading north formation in front of the guild this morning, and they were probably headed to subjugate strong monsters. Loki further stated that out of curiosity, he asked the Union where they were going. Loki then recalled that they stated the batting order was Cardia High Forest and the party's objective is to subjugate Tamamo, a level 18 monster designated as dangerous. Shifa got shocked and thought that it is impossible, and he definitely reported it that Tamamo was just healing around and there is no danger. Shifa remembered the look on Tamamo's face when she heard that Shifa asking her not to worry. Loki stated that Tamamo cannot fight properly because of her holy burns, and at this rate, she will be subjugated. Shifa wondered why on earth would they do this and was leaving in a hurry to talk to Yelena. When Yelena entered the class, she asked Shifa what is wrong, and it is time for his training. Shifa asked her why would an adventurer want to subjugate Tamamo. Yelena then stated that as an adventurer, Shifa had no choice but to try to defeat the dangerous monsters that are lurking around the corner, and if they are danger level 18, and now they are rounded and easy to take out. Shifa asked Yelena, he not told her that she has no intention of attacking humans, and stated that they don't need to subjugate her. Yelena then stated that she reported it to the Union too, but the guild would not stop adventurers from subjugating Tamamo on their own discretion, and there is no need to cover for Tamamo. Shifa got shocked as adventurers won't stop even if the guild told them to, and thought that it is his responsibility that he did not think that far ahead. Shifa then thought that he had to go help and apologize to Yelena that he is leaving early. But when he was leaving, Yelena pushed him and stated that he cannot leave early and asked him to go back to his classroom. Shifa recalled that his sister stated if he is an adventurer, he have to keep his promise, and he made a promise to Tamamo. Shifa then spawned a sword and asked his teacher to let him through. Yelena asked him if he is serious and if he know what he is doing. Shifa to the instructor who has been taking care of him, he is the worst. Shifa then stated that he has no intention of hurting Yelena. Suddenly, students came outside the class and asked what is Shifa doing. Yelena stated that she can imagine what Shifa is trying to do. Yelena further stated that he is trying to protect Tamamo have gotten pretty close. Shifa responded that he don't think they have become that close, but he don't think she should be subjugated as she just wants to go home. Yelena then stated that if Shifa that in the way of an adventurer, he will be out of the training center, and if he do that, the trust of the sister who recommended him might crumble. Shifa then his sister asked him not to worry about her but to just focus on his training. He then stated that Rose does not care about every little thing like that. Yelena further stated that she know, and when Shifa attacked her, she dodged. Yelena then stated that he really is just like his sister, and no matter what anyone say, it is pointless anyway, and asked him to hurry up and go. Shifa wondered, and Yelena stated that the party of adventurers who went to the high forest, this time mainly upper-class exterminators. Ina further stated that Tamamo can hide herself with sorcery, but she is not back to normal, and they will definitely find her. Yelena exclaimed to Shifa the upper-class adventurers who formed a party are strong, and on the other hand, he cannot kill them with his power, and suggested him to try to convince them or make them give up. Yelena then explained that a difficult enemy to deal with is what's, under normal circumstances, the other party would be in the right situation, and if there is a truth that only he can see in that situation, his path as an adventurer. Shifa thanked Yelena and apologized and left. Shifa was running fast in the market to the Cardia High Forest. When he reached to the Cardia branch of the Adventurers Guild, he remembered what instructor Yelena said that it is impossible for the association to cover for Tamamo, and ran towards the forest. Suddenly he heard a voice asking him to wait. When he turned around, it was Ruel. Ruel stated that she cannot leave Shifa alone. Shifa asked her what she is saying and also if she listened to him and the instructor. Shifa asked what would happen if the trainees got in the way of the adventurer. Ruel responded that she know, and also that when that time comes, they will just leave the training center together, and asked him to hurry. Shifa that it is reassuring to have Ruel around. They went to the Cardia High Forest, and Ruel stated that monster nest, but there are not any monsters or monsters around right now, and they entered the forest. Shifa wondered where Tamamo is. When they were running, Ruel helped Shifa to hide. Shifa noticed that they are an adventurer party, and they attacked Tamamo without a second thought. Ruel stated that woman in the center, Saria, the upper-class adventurer, famous for her strong hostility toward monsters, and it seems she is quite skilled. Shifa then stated that he will get her out of here right now. When Ruel asked him to wait a little longer, Shifa asked her what she is waiting for. Ruel asked Shifa to let her look in front of Tamamo too. Shifa wondered if Ruel is trying to figure out if Tamamo is really worth protecting. There, Saria was teasing Tamamo and asking her why she is not resisting. Tamamo stated that she have no intention of fighting her, and she hoped that Saria will let her go. Saria then said that Tamamo have killed so many people, and when the wounds from that holy fire are healed, she will be killed again. Tamamo then stated that she have never hurt anyone herself, and she is the guardian god of Mount Inari, and do not attack people. Saria then kicked Tamamo and asked what is it guardian god, and if it is just a monster. Shifa got angry and stated that is enough, and asked Ruel if she is telling him to stay quiet and watch any longer. Thanks for watching it, guys. Smash that subscribe button like it's your morning alarm clock.